Hi everyone, I hope you're well. So welcome to today's pick a card reading in honour of the full moon in Pisces. So this current full moon will fall on the 20th or the 21st of September, depending on where you are in the world. In the UK, we honour the full moon on the 21st. So it's a full moon in Pisces, and Pisces is the most psychic sign of the zodiac. Being a water sign, they're very emotional, very creative. They're the fantasists of the zodiac as well, so highly creative, usually very talented artists or musicians or creators of some kind. Creativity is really important to Pisceans, and they are very empathetic as well, so incredibly sensitive. So I feel like for a lot of you, this full moon is going to be a powerful time psychically. I do feel that because obviously with the full moon it is about coming full cycle, so it's about endings and new beginnings as well. So some of you may be experiencing an ending in your life as well, but it's important to remember that with every ending there's also a new beginning, and so it's death and rebirth. And the full moon is also all about releasing the past, and we're now in September, so I love this time of year because we're now starting to see the seasons change, so summer to autumn, and the leaves will begin to change colour, and so nature goes through transformational phase as well. So we can start recognising signs of that all around us. And of course on the 22nd we celebrate Mabon, which is the witch's new year, or it's also known as autumn equinox as well. So very beautiful time of year for us. And it's also the second harvest, so after the festival of Lammas, this is the second harvest, and it's the festival of apples. So time to reap the apples that are growing on the trees, and you know, the next part of the harvest season, so it's also a symbol of prosperity and abundance as well, and giving thanks to the land for our blessings. So a beautiful time of year, and it's also known as the harvest moon as well. So I thought I would pick a couple of cards for a collective message, and then I would do 3 separate readings for the collective, so that you can pick a card and get a extra message. So let's pick a card from Moonology first of all, to give us some general guidance about this full moon in Pisces. So Pisces is a mutable sign of the zodiac, along with Sagittarius, Gemini and Virgo as well. So if you are any of those signs, you may feel the energies of the full moon more easily this time round, as well as obviously being a water sign. So if you're Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, you'll also be feeling it. So let's just see what message we have for the collective for this full moon in Pisces. Oh, there we go. Had a card pop up, so let's just in that. Oh, yes, a time of transformation straight away. Full moon in Scorpio. So again, another water sign. Scorpio is the sign in the zodiac that's all about death and rebirth and transformation. So Scorpio rules the death card in the tarot, so it's all about endings and new beginnings, and it's a time to release negativity. So this indigo purple colour I also feel is associated with your third eye chakra, and so clearing your third eye. So it could be that this is actually about changing your mindset. So it's time to release negativity. So anything that you no longer need in your life that's for the greatest good, it's time to allow that to fall away. A time to release and let go. It's also a time to release negative thought processes and switch that up to more positive thought pattern. Try and do whatever you can to raise your vibration. It's so important, especially at the moment. There's a lot going on the earth plane energetically, lots of different layers of energy, and the ascension process is incredibly difficult too at this time. And I think this is clarified by this card of transformation. So it's really, really important you do whatever you can to raise your vibration or frequency, and it's by engaging in activities that bring you joy. It's engaging in activities that help to raise that beautiful energy of yours, so that you're not feeling so heavy and bogged down by all of the sadness that we are experiencing collectively. Sadness, pain, fear, you know, and you could be obviously going through your own difficulties as well, and so there's many layers to this, many layers. So it's really important to make self-care a priority as well. So I hope that makes sense. So let's move on to the pick a card reading. So I'm going to have 3 options. The first one, group number 1, is the Universe Totem. Group number 2 is the Raven Totem. And group number 3 is the Wolf Totem. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards. So I'm working with Ethereal Vision's Illuminated Tarot and the Dreamscape Oracle as well. So there's going to be a card for each of the piles from each of the decks. So these will be your additional messages. Be interesting to see what Spirit has to say to us. So I love these beautiful decks. Both of them are by Matt Hughes. He's a very talented artist. Beautiful artwork with gold foiling. And I just love his interpretations of the tarot. It's very reminiscent of the Rider-Waite, so it's got the traditional imagery, but it's got that real Art Nouveau feel to the artwork. And more recently he's published the Dreamscape Oracle, which works really nicely with the tarot deck, or you can obviously work with it on its own as well. So for group number 1, who chose the Universe Totem, this is your reading for the full moon in Pisces. Okay, so your first card is the 6 of Wands. Wow, look at this. So we've got this strong woman on a horse, and she's celebrating her victories. So the 6 of Wands is very much a card of success, of recognition, of rewards, of being in the spotlight, and so it's about receiving the recognition or rewards you deserve. This could indicate a promotion at work, it could indicate a pay rise, it could also indicate a brand new job opportunity. So if you have been looking to progress, an opportunity is going to come up for you. If you've attended a couple of interviews, then expect to hear some good news very soon. And it's also about celebrating your many achievements. So it's about looking back on how far you've come, reflecting on your triumphs along the way, because I think sometimes we can forget to congratulate ourselves on how much we've achieved and actually enjoy our success, because we're so concerned with working towards the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So once we've achieved a goal, it's like, right, what's next? And it's that need or want to strive for self-actualization. And so it's, you know, as a human being, we're always looking for the next thing to work towards. And sometimes it's just really important to stop, pause and reflect and give yourself a pat on the back for everything that you've achieved, and celebrate your achievements and successes, even if it's a small thing. You know, it's acknowledging that and being proud of yourself, because I don't think we do enough of that. We don't give ourselves enough credit, so make time to celebrate. And your next card is Lunar Moth. Look at this, she's beautiful. She reminds me of a fairy as well with her wings. So Lunar Moth. So I also feel like this is a great message about working with the fairies around the full moon. So fairies are great for manifestation work. They have that playful energy to them. They're very hardworking as well, so they can help you if you want to kind of see a project succeed. So it's definitely reaching out to the Fae and working with the elemental kingdom. So if you already have connections with the fairies, it's about spending more time outdoors in nature to connect with their energy. Or you may want to work with fairy oracle cards, for example, but it's very much focusing on being grateful to Mother Earth and being grateful to the environment and to nature and praising nature, you know. But I do think this is a message of manifestation. So on this full moon in Pisces, because the energies are so magical, being connected to the sign of Pisces and the fact that Pisces is so psychic, I actually think it could be a very powerful time to manifest your dreams and goals and wishes as well. So even though at the full moon it's more traditional to release things from your past, I also feel like with some of you, a simple candle ritual, setting your intentions as to what you want to manifest would be really helpful too. So definitely focus on setting clearer intentions, clearer goals, maybe work on producing your own vision board, somewhere that you can look every day to remind you of what you want to achieve. So I definitely think for whoever chose the universe and group number 1, it's very much about success in work and career and manifesting your goals. So it's all about staying focused on your end vision, and don't get distracted. That's what I'm hearing. Some of you may be a bit distracted, and you may have neglected a project and it's time to get back to it. That's what I'm hearing. So the fairies are giving you a little bit of a telling off, and they're saying, come on, you know, we understand the importance of play, but it's really time to kind of knuckle down and get things done, because success will be yours. That's exciting. Okay, so let's move on to group number 2, which is the Raven. So this is the reading for group number 2 if you chose the Raven totem. Okay, so the first card is the Four of Wands. So this is a beautiful card. It's all about the home. So it could be that you're moving home. It could be that you are having a celebration within the home, honouring an anniversary or birthday. I feel like it's about spending time with family, spending time celebrating as a family. It may be that you haven't seen some family members for a long time and you have a big family reunion or party. I also feel like for some of you it's representative of a brand new job opportunity, so moving office, relocating, so actually moving jobs. So you could have just left a job to move on to something new, or you could be about to leave and move on to something new. So it's definitely about a new beginning, a new opportunity. For some of you it will actually be about getting engaged or setting a date for marriage, getting married. I definitely think it's about building stability in your relationships. So I feel like it's about making a commitment to yourself or making a commitment to your partner. making a commitment together to move forwards. So it's definitely strengthening your relationship and your foundations and building stability in your life. But it's also about enjoying your home. So for some of you, it may be that you're embarking on some home improvements. You could be having some building work done, or you may be in the process of redecorating, or it's time to kind of give your home a refresh and buy some new furniture or artwork, and just kind of change the energy of your space. That's what I'm hearing. For some of you, you may want to actually do some ritual work, so clearing the energy of your home, and having a sort out, so going through your wardrobes and drawers and yeah, having a tidy and giving clothes to charity, just clearing out anything that no longer serves you, basically. So again, it's that message that's associated with release and clearing, because I feel like for some of you, the energy around you, especially in your home, feels a bit stagnant. So it's really important to kind of have that that clearing of the energy. And this goes for work as well. Your workspace might feel quite heavy, and so it's like, what can you do within the workplace to improve the environment for yourself? Is there a situation that is bothering you and you need to speak to a manager, or you need to have a conversation with a colleague? Is it a situation that can be healed, or is it a situation that can't be healed, and so you need to look to move on and leave the situation? So quite a few different messages in there for you, group number 2. And your second card is memory. So this is beautiful, and look, it's really interesting. She's holding a feather and she's got what looks like some incense burning as well. So again, I feel like this is about smudging, clearing, letting go of the old to welcome the new. Is definitely about processing issues from your past in order to be able to move forward. It's also a time of reflection. For some of you, it will be looking back fondly at memories from your past, memories from the past resurfacing, memories from childhood even. It could even be a time where it's really important for you to spend some time self-reflecting and journeying within, so that you can engage in meditation practice to really kind of find the answers within yourself. Because I think sometimes life can get so busy, and you know, we don't have time to just stop and pause and reflect. And when we journey within, that's where we find the answers. So for some of you, if you keep looking for answers outside of yourself, Spirit wants you to switch that around and spend more time in meditation to find the answers within. So I hope that makes sense, group number 2. Okay, and last of all, group number 3, which is the wolf totem. So anybody who picked the wolf, this is your message for the full moon in Pisces. So the first card is Queen of Swords. So look at this. Very powerful lady with the sword of truth. Queen of Swords is ruled by the element of air, so the signs of Libra, Gemini and Aquarius. It's very much about standing your ground, standing in your power and cutting through any obstacles. I also feel like it's a card of justice. The Queen of Swords is someone that's been through a lot in her life. She's very strong. She could even be a divorcee or widow. She's experienced a lot of death and transformation in her life. That's what I feel with the Queen of Swords. And so as a result of the transformations that she's endured and the death and rebirth cycles, she is very capable, very resilient and very strong, and she's probably gone through quite a lot of healing too. She is somebody that she's very intellectual, and so she can be quite rational and cool in a crisis, and she won't necessarily let her emotions cloud her judgment. So even if she is a sensitive person, she has control over her emotions, so she knows when it's appropriate and when it isn't appropriate to show her vulnerabilities. So she's somebody that is very, very experienced in all the trials of life. I feel like with this card, it's a message of strength and determination to move forward. You have the sword of power, you have the sword of truth to cut through the obstacles and the falsehoods, to see the truth for yourself. But it's also a card of balance and bringing in balance and harmony into a situation that maybe felt off kilter or unbalanced. So it's about restoring peace and harmony to your life. So I hope that makes sense. And the next card we have for you is the Selkie. So the Selkies are a type of mermaid, but they're actually, instead of being half fish, they're half seal. So their bottom half is that of a seal, the top half is that of a woman. And so the Selkie, I think, is very much, I feel like it's very much connected with Piscean energy. So it's that connecting with your creativity, connecting with your divine feminine, going with the flow of life. So, you know, instead of fighting the tide, it's going with the flow of the tide and letting the water wash over you. Okay, so it is a time of rebirth. It is a time of cleansing yourself, releasing the past to move forward. But I also feel like it's probably a highly emotional time as well, where you're going for your own personal healing and processing your emotions and allowing yourself to feel those emotions. So it could be that you've been bottling those emotions up, and now it's time, Spirit are telling me, to acknowledge those emotions and release them, because you're holding on to that pain. And because you're holding on to that pain, you can't move forwards. So it's really important you allow yourself to process the emotions, process the grief. And it could even feel like you've been stuck in this healing cycle for quite some time. But you know, with healing, it can't be rushed. It takes as long as it takes. That's what I'm hearing. You know, and don't be so hard on yourself if you feel that it's something that you should have healed fully from, because Spirit is telling me that grief is complicated and it has many layers, and it doesn't necessarily just belong to situations in this lifetime, but it can be linked to past lifetimes too, and trauma that you carry from other lifetimes. So just be gentle with yourselves is the message here. And for some of you, it may be really helpful to engage in your creative projects, express your creativity as a way of grounding yourself. So I hope that makes sense. And for your creativity as well, it's a way of releasing, because you can put all of your emotions into your creations and probably create some of your best work even. So use it, use that pain, use that trauma in a positive way by, you know, writing in your journal, painting a picture, you know, just whatever you feel your soul needs right now, do that. And it could even be that you just want to have a day where you pamper yourself and you have a nice bath and you paint your nails and you just spoil yourself a little bit. Because, you know, again, it's really important to make time for self-care. So I hope that makes sense, group number 3. I feel called to pull one last message. So this is for the collective, from the Healing Energy Oracle. So it's one last card, just to see what message Spirit has for us. So let's see what Spirit wants us to know. Okay, so what card have we got? Oh wow, look at this. Everything turns to light. I just love that so much. And look just how much light is in this card as well. So this is about transmuting pain and fear into light, into love. It said, everything turns to light. I work to improve myself. Embrace all that life brings to me and transform darkness into light. I allow myself to grow and become stronger. Wow. So yeah, this is all about healing. This is all about healing and giving yourself time to heal. And that, you know, it's really important to not neglect your shadow work, because you need to confront the shadows in order to shine light on what needs to be healed. And, you know, it's all about transmuting that pain or fear into love. And, you know, the more that we can do that within ourselves, the more that our inner light radiates outwards. And, you know, it's about shifting your vibration, like I was saying earlier, looking after your frequency, doing whatever you can to lift yourself. If you're feeling that you're being bogged down in lower energies, denser energies, it's time to look for the light. And, you know, it could be as simple as going for a walk in nature. It could be listening to really uplifting music, or playing music yourself if you play an instrument, or sing or chant, engage in meditation practice, have a nice hot bath, relax, read a book, watch a uplifting film. You know, it's all about doing things that make you feel good, and yeah, bringing a bit of light in, because I think some of you have been in the darkness for too long, and it's heavy, it's really heavy. So please, please take good care of yourselves. Do something for you today. That's the message. So I hope the message has resonated, my dear ones, and I look forward to catching up with you all very, very soon. Have the most magical full moon in Pisces, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Take care.